The Metro Council in Nelson Mandela Bay was evenly split between the ANC and the DA. Then followed third, the EFF with 9 seats, the National Assembly with 3, the ACDP and Freedom Front Plus with 2. In Tshwane, the DA has said it will be confident of forming a coalition. Johannesburg still up for grabs. Then we spoke about this complication where in Ekurhuleni it seems like the EFF has voted for the DA's candidate, and that makes things interesting, possibly for Johannesburg. Let's speak to Northwest University's Political Studies lecturer, Sysman Motloung. Mr. Motloung, thank you very much. I don't know if you heard my earlier conversation with Helen Zille. She wasn't saying much about the implications, but are you interested to hear that in Ekurhuleni, the DA got the speaker's seat, and it seems like perhaps the EFF voted with the DA, certainly Action SA did. What can you tell us about Ekurhuleni?
I think Ekurhuleni is a very interesting municipality. You'd understand that the ANC has been in power in that area, and it has governed with a majority of votes. But now it's a new thing where they have to negotiate for some stability for themselves. And I think it is of their interest as well that they would retain the executive leadership of that municipality or the council. So with the EFF coming into picture, this is, in my view, the business of coalitions is very open. We cannot necessarily expect or a particular political party to be pedantic about its position or being reluctant to, relax its stance in some point. So whether it will be the EFF coming on board or any other political party, I think the ANC will be happy to have a partner who will enable them to be in power in that municipality.
Yeah. But in Johannesburg, the DA has said it doesn't want to work with the EFF. It doesn't want to have this government where the EFF calls the shots, as it did, the DA claims, when Herman Mashaba was mayor. So are there implications now if, and I say if, that hasn't been fully confirmed, but if the EFF is voting for the DA in Ekurhuleni, could the EFF vote for the DA in Johannesburg and then hold some chips, whether the DA likes it or not?
That is another thing. For me, how the DA has responded in terms of supporting Mashaba or its reluctance to support him is a bit, maybe we could say, sour grapes on how Mashaba abandoned them to form his own political party. So it's more like settling scores. Yet Johannesburg remains a very important municipality where we would want to see any political party coming through and to make a big impression on how it could govern. And if the DA got the support of your EFF to be in power, in my view, that would be something strange in a way, in the sense that I've seen Mashaba being more of an ally to the EFF. So this is something that I would have really thought that if the DA would go into a coalition, not to pursue that it will be in an executive. On the other hand, it makes sense for the DA to want to control the municipality because they want to expand their footprint throughout the country. They cannot always be singing a song of Western Cape, Mid-Val, so they want to show to the broader South African citizenry how much they can make a difference in terms of the governance of municipalities throughout the country. So they would be very interested, especially whereby they help to push Mashaba aside.
Yeah, and the DA always says as the bigger coalition partner, it should have the mayoral position. It's been burned before, it says, when very small parties had the mayorship. But looking at Action SA, I mean, you're not talking about a tiny party. It came in third in Johannesburg. Before you go, however, let's talk about Nelson Mandela Bay. How do you assess the situation there? The ANC victorious, and interestingly, the speaker comes from the Northern Alliance. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Nelson Mandela Bay, very volatile, unstable, and for me it's good for the people that there is stability, there's a headway now, and the ANC still coming through. I think in this regard, there would be some difference, I think, openness, being willing to compromise to a larger extent on the side of the ANC, where it interacts with its allies in this coalition. But it is good for them to stabilize that municipality, to bring about a difference, because generally that province has been rewarding to the ANC. So I would think that they would want to really put some stability in governance and make sure that they deliver the goods for the people.
All right, thank you very much, Sysman Motloung from the Northwest University Political Studies lecturer.